tends to not be that way when you go and play there. It tends to be more of the fight that you talked about on the road. What kind of game are you preparing for on Sunday? And is being on turf today part of that preparation?
Yeah, it's just making sure the guys start getting used to how the ball is going to spin, and it's certainly a difficult field to go and play on against a very good team, a very well coached team. So we put an emphasis obviously on what you talked about, on our mentality. It needs to be great when you go and play in an environment like Detroit. But we're excited about the challenge and the opportunity. It's been a good week of training up to this point, and we'll have one more session today, one more tomorrow, and then head out.
We were just talking to Tosh about balancing, one game at a time with wanting to be at your best at the right time with the playoffs. How have you seen your team handling that balance down the stretch this season?
Yeah, I think for me, I should say, I don't know what Tosh said, but it's not about the balance for me because it's about focusing on this weekend. Detroit is the opponent that we've been preparing for. It's putting ourselves in a position to do everything we can to come away from 3 points or with 3 points, and at the end of the day, after that, it'll be Memphis and so forth from there. So. I'm not focused on anything other than Detroit at the moment, and my hope and expectation is the guys continue to do the same.
Sounds like you all are on the same page.
Yeah, definitely.
As you go back these last couple games, the defensive efforts, have you seen anything change with that group or with the group as a whole, and what has maybe caused that to happen in terms of no shots on target and really no quality looks from opponents?
Yeah, look, I think, when you're the manager of a team, you have to make decisions on what you want to work on day in and day out. And it was very clear, or I felt over the few weeks prior to North Carolina and then North Carolina that it was important that we put an emphasis on the defensive side of the ball, especially with where we are in the season. At the end of the day, the work that we do from a defensive standpoint is ultimately what is going to become really important come crunch time. And so that's what we focused on the last few weeks in training. And the guys have certainly executed that. Sometimes when you put more of an emphasis on the defensive side of the ball, at times it can take away from the attack. But in this moment in time, I'm not worried about our ability to score goals. I'm confident in that. It's about making sure that we still understand our cues, that we still understand what we need to do defensively to keep the zero on the board for the opponent. And I think when we do that, it gives us obviously the best chance to win the game because I feel really confident in us from an attacking standpoint as a group.
I know you never want to jinx anything, but it seems like you guys are maybe healthier than you've been all season in terms of overall availability. How much has that helped you in training? I know you talk a lot about wanting guys to be able to push each other and challenge for the playing time.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that it does is it makes the decisions that I have to make more difficult, which is a good thing. But it pushes the players every single day, and they certainly know me by now that I care about what you do every single day in training. And if someone else is out training you, it doesn't matter to me, age, experience, that player will get an opportunity because I'm putting an 18 together that I feel gives us the best chance to win the game. That's it. So we've seen the competition continue to push on a daily basis. The competitiveness is incredible, and I think it's really what has been a big reason that the culture is what it is, and I would say the depth and strength of the team.
Aiden went out in Tulsa with a concussion symptoms. Is it a safe assumption that he's probably not going to be in the mix this weekend?
Yeah, look, he definitely won't be involved on the weekend. I think you guys already know this, and I've made it clear. I don't mess around when it comes to head injuries. When the initial contact happened, he gets up and he's grabbing his back. I thought it was his back at the time. A few minutes passed by, then realized, it's really his head. And at that point, I told him he was going to come off the field. So he's going through the protocol for us. He's in a good spot now. But I'm not going to put him in a position, especially going to Detroit, where I know that what that game is going to be, to risk another head injury. So back in full next week would be my expectation, as long as he keeps progressing well, and it'll give somebody else an opportunity to perform.
Last question: how'd you do at the track last night? Positive, negative?
I didn't put one bet down at the track. I did not. I was mingling and hanging out with the staff. Big Cat, I'm not sure how his night went. You'll have to ask him, but I think, judging by his face when he left, it didn't go too well. So.
He's still got a shirt on.
which is a positive. Yeah, it's a positive. That's a huge positive, by the way. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.